You know how some weeks just feel different? Like you could literally draw a line in the sand and say, that was before and this is after. Well, the last week of February 2026, that was one of them. It was the week where the whole idea of artificial intelligence, all the promise, all the peril, stopped being a what if and became thrillingly, terrifyingly, and just undeniably real. A genuine tipping point. And a headline from Fortune it nailed the feeling perfectly. This wasn't just another story about tech. This was the moment all those theoretical debates about AI's impact came crashing down into our day-to-day reality, hitting our jobs, our markets, and yeah, even our national security.
The week kicked off with a jolt. This number? That's the Dow Jones dropping 800 points on Monday, February 23rd. And the trigger? A single, viral report that painted this stark picture of how AI could just wipe out countless white-collar jobs. The fear wasn't some distant thing anymore. It was real enough to erase billions in market value basically overnight.
So that initial market panic, that was just the opening act. It set the stage for a week that you can only describe as AI whiplash. I mean, on one hand, you had news that sounded like we were living in a sci-fi utopia, and on the other, news that felt like a straight-up dystopian nightmare. And these two forces just slammed into each other in real time, day after day.
Think of it like this. You've got this unbelievable modern-day gold rush happening at the exact same time as a terrifying economic reckoning for workers. The sheer speed of both was just staggering, and it's that violent collision that really defined the week. So first, let's talk about the promise side of the coin, right? The gold rush. We're talking about an unbelievable amount of money being poured into the AI industry, the kind of numbers that are kind of hard to even wrap your head around. Get this number, for instance. $650 billion. That's the projected investment in AI infrastructure for 2026 from just 4 companies: Alphabet, Amazon, Meta, and Microsoft. I mean, that's not just an investment, it's a massive bet that AI is, quite literally, the future of everything. And where is a huge chunk of that money going? Right here, to the hardware. This 75%, that's NVIDIA's mind-blowing year-over-year revenue growth in its data center business. It's the clearest proof you can get of this insatiable worldwide demand for the actual chips that make this whole revolution run.
And to really understand the scale of this frenzy, look at this: $110 billion. That's reportedly how much OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, secured in a single investment round. That's one of the biggest in tech history. A figure like that just completely redefines what's even possible in the world of venture capital.
Now, what's so crucial to understand here is that this isn't just speculative money being thrown around. No way. This is a highly strategic play. You've got the biggest names in tech. We're talking Amazon, NVIDIA, SoftBank, all jumping in to basically cement OpenAI's dominance for years to come.
Okay, so that's the gold rush. Now for the dramatic counterpoint. As all this money was flying around, the human cost of this AI revolution was becoming painfully clear. This is the other side of that whiplash effect.
This number is just devastatingly simple. 4,000 employees. That's almost half the workforce at Jack Dorsey's company, Block Inc. And the reason they gave for these massive cuts? The company came right out and said it. AI automation made those roles redundant.
This growing fear that AI would make companies richer but people poorer led to this really powerful new term, ghost GDP. It's the idea that AI can boost economic output that looks great on a spreadsheet, but it doesn't actually create jobs or raise wages for real people. It's economic growth that nobody feels.
And look, this fear wasn't just about startups or some abstract idea. The panic hit legacy tech companies like a tidal wave. And the biggest casualty? A name that's been synonymous with enterprise tech for a century, IBM.
This comparison really shows you exactly why IBM stock plunged 13%. For decades, IBM has made billions of dollars modernizing this ancient COBOL code. You know, the stuff that still powers 95% of ATM transactions? It's this complex, slow process that requires these rare human experts. But then, an AI company called Anthropic announced its model could do the same job in a fraction of the time. Just like that, an AI posed an existential threat to IBM's entire business model. But the whiplash didn't stop at the markets. By the end of the week, it had slammed directly into the heart of Washington, D.C., and what started as an economic issue turned into a full-blown national security drama.
In a move that absolutely shocked the tech world, the Trump administration banned Anthropic, yep, the same company that threatened IBM, from all U.S. government systems. They officially designated it a national security risk.
And then, just hours later, the other shoe dropped. OpenAI announced a massive, landmark deal to put its models on the Pentagon's most sensitive, classified networks. You just couldn't imagine a more stark contrast. So the implication here is pretty clear, right? The government started actively and very publicly picking sides. Anthropic was punished, reportedly because it resisted getting involved with military applications. OpenAI, on the other hand, was rewarded for its cooperation, becoming the go-to AI provider for the U.S. military. AI was no longer just a technology, it was an instrument of state power.
So after a week like that, where do we land? What are you supposed to take away from all this chaos? Well, the reality is we've crossed a threshold. There's no going back.
We have blasted past theoretical debates. The events of this one week proved that AI is now this inescapable force actively and simultaneously creating immense wealth, destroying livelihoods, and reshaping global power. This constant, jarring whiplash, that's our new normal.
Which, of course, leaves us with the most important question of all. As we strap in for this turbulent new reality, this world of incredible promise, and, let's be honest, profound peril, we have to ask ourselves, who do we actually trust to be in the driver's seat?